Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Taylor. I'm trying out some new hairdos because I'm sick and tired of my hair. So if you like this hairdo, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if I should keep the middle part going, if I should cut my hair off, or tell me what I need to do because I don't know. For today's video, I'm going to talk about my least favorite subject, chemistry. I hate chemistry, but we all need it in our lives for nursing school and for the teeth and all this stuff. I'm going to go through this study manual and talk about all of the things related to chemistry that you're going to need to know for your teeth and some pretty basic fundamentals for chemistry. The first really important thing that you're going to need to know for your teeth and in regards to chemistry is the basic atomic structure. Here is the lesson plan that is in the teeth manual, and it basically just goes over the atom and the parts of an atom. So the nucleus, which contains the protons and the neutrons, protons being positively charged subatomic particles and neutrons being neutrally charged subatomic particles, and the outermost shell, which is the electron portion. So just know what each of those are, know what they stand for, know where they're located. Another thing that you may get asked is, what is the atomic mass? The atomic mass is basically the protons, neutrons, and electrons all combined, and it's pretty easily found on the periodic table with the number that is on the very most bottom. So know those things when it comes to the basic atomic structure. Also know the terms anion and cation. Basically, an anion is a negatively charged ion and a cation is a positively charged ion. An ion in general is an atom that gains or loses electrons. So it may be a positive ion or a negative ion, but you need to know those terms as well. And then basically just know what the periodic table is. Know the difference between a period and a group. A period meaning, what is it called? Vertical? And a group meaning horizontal. Know what the elements mean from start to end. Like, does it increase in electrons, proton, like that kind of thing. Also know what a covalent bond is. Basically, a covalent bond are two atoms that share electrons and are covalent, and because they're sharing. So yeah. The next thing in regards to the teeth exam and chemistry essentials is going to be the differences between the properties of substances. Like this guy, I don't know why, but I kept on getting questions wrong on the teeth about this. But basically, this is regarding to physical properties such as density, melting point, boiling point, malleability, specific heat capacity, and conductivity. So research in depth what those terms are and what they mean. Also know what polarity is, know what chemical reactivity is, and all that stuff. Oh, this was a question that I missed so many times, and I don't know why it was so difficult for me. But know the difference between an extensive property and an intensive property. An extensive property are properties that depend on the size of the sample of a substance, and intensive properties are properties that do not depend on the size of the sample of the substance. For example, an extensive property would be something as length, volume, mass, or energy, and an intensive property would be something like luster or conductivity or the malleability and stuff like that. So another thing that you're going to need to know is the changes in matter. So basically know the difference between a solid, a liquid, and a gas, and know the terms like sublimation, evaporation, condensation. So know when a liquid is going into a gas, when a gas is going into a liquid, when a solid is going into a liquid, and all of those terms. Yeah. Another horrible thing that I just like, I don't know why, I just have so much difficulty with this, is chemical equations. So know how to balance chemical equations, know the difference between acids and bases, know the pH scale, know what's considered neutral, what's considered acidic, what's considered basic. Another thing you'll need to know, basically know the difference between a non-metal, a metal, and how to identify which is which in a chemical equation. That was one thing I was like, oh, what's a metal, what's a non-metal, I don't even know. So study your periodic table, because you will get asked like to either balance a chemical equation, to identify what's an acid or a base in the chemical equation, to identify a metal or non-metal in a chemical equation, what's a salt, what's a catalyst, all of those things. So know your chemical equations and know what is inside of them, if you know what I mean. And the last but not least thing is know your laboratory tools. For some reason, the makers of teas think that it's of value to know what the tools that we use in our chemistry classes are. So know things that are used to measure, such as like a triple beam balance, know what a gram is, know what a liter is, and know how to do your conversions. So know how to make things go from a meter to a kilometer and vice versa, and same thing with mass, time, temperature, all of that stuff. Also know your prefixes, so such as micro, milli, centi, deca, hecta, kilo. Know what each of those quantities are, because they'll ask you to convert from like a milli to a micro to a micro to a milli to a killi to a hilly to a billy. But you know, you're gonna need to know your conversion factors. Whew, I'm tired from my own talking. I'm tired, my brain's already jumbled, but take notes on what I've shared with you and you're gonna do great. Honestly, the TEAS isn't mainly focused around chemistry, but I would say since we think that these things are so basic, and in reality there are things that probably most of us haven't gone over in a couple years, it can be kind of tricky to maneuver between all of these scientific phenomenons. But anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit the button below to keep up with my nursing videos and fun stuff about me. I will see you guys soon, and thanks again for watching. Love you all.